All right, we'll close.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to
Councilman
just
DeVito, go
say a
ahead.
few words. Councilwoman Horgan and I have not had a conversation. We didn't communicate by email, except today I sent her a copy of an email that I had received from Sweden from Bonnie McNeil, who used to be publisher of the paper, and something she said that was very, very humorous, where we are right now. There's one, just a humorous note, there's one subway in all of Sweden, and she was just excited to no end that she was getting a subway in Örebro. And I'm not pushing subways at all. The three allegations that were in that thing, and I didn't plan to speak on this, are things for the last, since 1965, that I have supported. If you have children going to this school and you can take your children to any elementary school because there's an open policy, I was responsible for that. If you take Highway 150 to Santa Barbara and you see Caltrans working on changing the emergency phones from analog to digital, I just made some decisions on that. If you go to Santa Barbara and you see they're widening Highway 101 between La Conchita and Carpinteria, I had something to do with that. If you travel 118, I had something to do with that. If you talk about the trolley, I had something to do with that. If you talk about the skateboard park, it would not have occurred if I had not had a conversation with Mr. Olson, and I said, Mr. Olson, I don't think you need to vote the way you're going to vote tonight. I think you need to talk to Mr. Belknap, because I think we can get our skateboard park. I went to a meeting in Sacramento and I came back with the information starting a youth master plan, and he picked up the ball from there and ran with it. You love the trolley? I was part of the instigator of that. You ride one of the CNG buses to Ventura. We spent the last 2 years in meetings talking about CNG and what kind of fuel we should use. If you work at the government center and you want to take an express bus starting October 7th, you can do that. If you would like to come to my 10-acre site where our condos are, we probably spend more money in any private property outside of the Ojai Valley Inn on trees. My home is completely 2/3 covered with oak trees. These are just a few things. Homeschooling, if you like to homeschool your kids, I started the homeschooling program for the Ojai Unified School District. You people who live in Ojai, who pay money into the Ojai Valley Sanitary District, your rates right now would be twice as high as what they are if Councilman Olson and I was on the subcommittee with Jim Lobel, where we fought Ojai Valley Sanitary District and got those rates from $6 million down to $3 million. Now, I've just, you go all through Libby Park. The Ojai Civic Association, I've worked very, very closely with them. They've, in the last number of years, have put over $800,000 in that particular park. I just go on and on and on. I'm not bragging. I'm just being frank with you. Excuse me, sir. Many times when we're in this meeting, you people in the back, and many of you don't even have the gumption to salute the flag. There are many of you who don't even salute the flag. Many of you get up, and I've seen one of the candidates 4 and 5 times get up in a meeting and interrupt it, and the noise that goes on in the back. If you would have listened to what I said the last meeting, I was agreeing with you. It was a few weeks ago, a few council meetings ago, when Mr. Kenley Newfield was here, and he had been gone, and we were considering an item on the agenda. And he was complaining to high heaven because we were rushing it through, and you had not had time to consider that item. And I'm finishing with this. And you said you had been to Seattle, and you're one is against chain stores and franchises, yet you had said something about being in a Starbucks. And you were complaining because we were rushing through because you hadn't been notified. That is the only thing I was trying to do 3 weeks ago, is to let property owners know. And I talked to many property owners, many business owners during the tennis tournament this last few days about their concerns. And the common sense through this whole thing is something that weaves through all of it. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry it took so long.